just eat more. If you're a skinny human and you've been trying to put on weight for some time now, you have probably heard this before, and while it does sound simple, it is definitely not that easy. I will be honest with you, you will most likely need to eat more. However, I am gonna do my best in this video to give you the advice that helped me when I was in your position. But before that, disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor, so if you have any health problems, do please contact your GP before making any major diet changes. I do not want to kill anyone. But before actually jumping into the advice, I just want to tell you why you actually need to eat more. So the only way you'll ever gain weight, either fat or muscle, is if you are in a caloric surplus. That's meaning that you're eating more calories than you are spending by existing or general activity. If you are hitting that caloric surplus and you're doing resistance training at the gym with a fairly good intensity, I can assure you that at least some of your weight gain will be in muscle. If you are hitting that caloric surplus but are not hitting the gym, or you're not doing resistance training, you will most likely be gaining fat instead of muscle. The type of body weight you want to gain is completely up to you. I myself prefer muscle, but whatever floats your boat. So let's jump on to the advice. Track your progress. So I know a lot of people are anxious about actually getting on the scale and seeing the number pop up. However, as with anything in life, it's easier to get somewhere if you know where you are and where you are headed. So I would like you to pick one day of the week. So for example, every Sunday you're gonna wake up, you're gonna use the toilet, and before you eat or drink anything, you just weigh yourself and note it down somewhere. Then you actually have a reference point, so you know if you're making progress or not. And if you are amazing, keep going. If not, you have to change something. Believe me, it just makes it so much easier to know what you are doing, and you will see results way faster if you actually track your weight. Build an eating routine. So what I mean by that is, you don't have to eat the same thing for every meal for every day, but do try and pick out some healthy foods as your staples. So for example, I really like chicken and I really like turkey, so I keep those as my two main meat sources. Then I really like pasta, rice and couscous, so I use those as my sides. For snacks, I really like toast, I really like eggs, I really like some cheeses, so that's mainly what I consist my diet of. So then it's just not the food, but also the times at what you eat, trying to stay somewhat consistent. So I usually have 5 meals: breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, snack afternoon, and then my dinner. You don't have to follow that, just try and eat every day at the same time, because your body will get used to it and you will be hungry at those times. Doing this will allow you to plan out your meals better, so you won't ever skip a meal, as well as you kind of know what you're eating every week. So if you increase something, you know that's the thing that's helping you out gaining weight, and you can enforce on that. Add invisible calories. Let's say you're having a plate or a bowl full of food, so maybe bolognese with pasta. It might be very hard for you to add upon more pasta onto the dish or just eat more meat. So what I usually would recommend is trying to add something into the food that you can't actually see, but it's somewhat caloric. You have tons of options out there to do this, but my favorite two are nuts and cheese. So for example, as I mentioned, if I'm doing a bolognese or some dish with a sauce, I can just add some mozzarella in there, and it will not make me fuller, but it will add calories onto the meal. Another one is, if you like having cereal or oats, you can always drop some nuts into there. So I really like cashews with my cereal, for example. And this actually does add up to a good amount. So for example, if you're having cereal once a day for a week and you add 30 grams of cashews to that cereal bowl, each portion of 30 grams will be around 160 calories. Times 7, that's actually a good amount. It's not insane, but it is a start. It goes without saying that if you do have foods that usually have a non-fat option, do go with the normal one. So if you're having yogurt, go with the full fat yogurt. If you're having milk, go to the full fat milk. I know it sounds unhealthy, but it's actually okay because you're just trying to amount out on calories and you obviously can't take them because you're not gaining weight. I feel like this is very useful for people that get full very fast or just cannot eat a lot in a single meal. If you add these invisible calories onto it, you'll probably end up eating the same amount of food with a bit more in there that you just cannot sense or feel. Don't be afraid of gaining fat. Okay, so this is actually something I really struggled when I was starting out to want to build muscle and gain some weight. I was a fairly skinny kid and I knew I wanted to put on muscle, but I was also very afraid that while doing so, while eating more, I would put on a lot of fat and just become a fat kid. For people out there that are scared of that, as I was, I just want to reassure you that it's fine. Even if you do gain a bit of fat, it's worth it because you will be gaining muscle as long as you go to the gym. You will be gaining muscle along it and it will look okay. It's not the end of the world. Plus, if you do build up some muscle, it gets way easier to shred that fat down the line if you do feel like you're getting too fat. And furthermore, the most important thing here is you getting a healthy eating routine and a healthy relation with food. That being said, I don't think you should dirty bulk, aka eat junk foods for every day, every meal. I think, as I said, the most important thing is for you to build a good relationship with food, and I don't think that will get you there. Sure, you'll gain weight very fast, but it won't be in a healthy way, and I think slow and steady is much preferable. I'm trying not to get too technical in this video about lean bulking and counting calories or anything like that. I will be mentioning that in future videos. But if you are tracking your weight, as I said before, then you can kind of see if you're growing in a healthy way or you're just going completely blown out on your calories and you have to take a step back. Maybe cut down on cardio. So if you are one of those people that goes to the gym for an hour and spends the entire time running on a treadmill at full speed or just cycling, that will not help you at all at either building muscle or gaining fat, whatever you want to do that's involved with gaining weight. I would advise you to keep your cardio sessions around 15 minutes or 20 minutes after your real workout. So I would say maybe do 40 minutes of strength training if you're just starting out and then go for your cardio if you really enjoy it. But do not make your sessions on cardio very long, otherwise you'll have to eat a lot to compensate the calories that you're burning. I wouldn't say completely stop cardio because cardio is pretty good for your mood, for your just living a healthy lifestyle, but do consider that if to your goals, it is not your best option. Stay consistent and don't give up. I know this sounds really cliche, but I think it's especially true in this scenario. Gaining weight will not be a straight line. Your weight will fluctuate every week based on an entirety of things. You can be doing everything right and you can still lose a few grams from week to week. You can be doing everything wrong and you'll still gain weight. But the important thing is, in a very long period of time, hopefully if you stay consistent and if you do your stuff right, you will see some good weight increase and you'll be in a healthier position than before. So yeah guys, this is what I have for you guys. These are my advice for skinny people that want to put on weight in a healthy way and don't want to be into a complex diet. All my eating habits and all I'm doing at this time grew from these advices and habits, and hopefully they will help you out as well. So in the future video I will be actually going into what I'm doing at the moment, so how I track my calories, how I track my macros and micros, but I wanted to keep it simple and accessible for everyone. And yeah, that is it for me. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have any other topics that you want me to talk about, just hit me up with a DM on Insta or in the comment below.